Sat Nam. Hello, great divine flow, community, family, souls. I love you. This is Mahanraj Kaur, and I wanted to tune in with everybody for the aftermath of the eclipse, and really talk about what really happens when the sun and moon collide in this way, and what are the gifts and offerings that come from it. So the first and most fundamental thing is it is divine union. It is Papa Sun, the divine masculine, in conjunction with the divine mother, the moon. So she comes between the earth and the sun and blocks out the sun. So this was an eclipse where it was, it had a totality, a complete blocking for certain areas on Earth. Austin, Texas. There was this whole strip. In California, we got to see some blockage, but not the totality, right? And so then it creates this corona, this different way of receiving the gamma rays of the sun, because the sun is having to move itself around Mama Moon. Oh my God, I'm just getting goosebumps. It's so beautiful. Now, this is about purifying love in our lives, because the energy of the sun and the moon is Aries, and the earth is always in the opposing sign. So the earth is in Libra, the sun, the moon, and Chiron were in Aries. Chiron is very important in this dance because it was exact at the eclipse. So it was 19 degrees, 24 minutes, Chiron, moon, and sun. Chiron is the wounded healer. And so Chiron and Aries has been really working with us to heal our egos, to heal our opinion of our own ego, right? Because sometimes everything in life, do you ever notice, we always end up separating everything out. So it's like, I have a soul and a heart, and then I have a mind. It's like, and then in this, somehow we have made the brain or the ego, especially the bad guy. The ego is not innately bad. It's just misdirected. So Chiron's been really working on our egos and our wounds from this lifetime and lifetimes before to realize your ego, y'all, is one of the greatest tools your soul has. Take that in. Your personality is God-given. When we do our sadhana, when we make amends for when we fuck shit up, when we really toe the line and shine the light, our ego serves the divine, and that divine is our soul inside. This great love created human beings in its image. That means that even this thing, and it's so apparent. So the idea of what created us is called the Sophia, right? It comes in a lot of different names. The Sophia, the Adishakti, the wisdom. This is a feminine brain, basically, that energetically thinks of us, and then it created this masculine God force, this stability, so that then the God force can bring its children, its planets, everything to life, right? So there's always this divine masculine and feminine working together to create, and these energies created us. They created us, and they don't want us to hate our ego, and not to be afraid when you mess up. I'm a messer-upper, y'all. And the great news about that is because of you at Great Divine Flow, and because of a couple other communities I'm in, I have human beings that display this great love, and they love me no matter what. And that's really what this eclipse is initiating. That even though the ego will have owies, and it will get it offended, and it will have this human experience, it's also intrinsically tied to love and the God force inside of us and all around us. So we do have the ability to forgive, to transcend and to become whole. And we are at a very pivotal time in humanity where the human family is coming together. So I just want you to stay with your sadhana. If you don't have a sadhana, just reach out to me and I'll give you a quickie. Do a morning practice. And one of the signatures of this amazing solar eclipse, because it's very masculine. Aries is very masculine. The sun is the papa, right? So Papa, the divine father, is really holding up the mother to us during this eclipse and this season from Aries to Libra, so from April to October, in that the divine father wants us all to know the mother and to ask the mother for help. In yoga, it is the Adi Shakti, right? And the Adi Shakti reigns over the angelic realm. And so never ever think you're asking too much help from the mother. In my background, it's Mother Mary. She's so the solar eclipse. She came to the earth in a solar eclipse. Her son crucified in a solar eclipse. They say she dresses in the sun and she stands on the moon. It's interesting, they refer to Mother Mary as the morning star, right? Which is Venus. So Venus is before the earth, feminine energy, and Mars is after. So even in our planetary system, the way the divine created the Milky Way is for the earth. The earth is like the child energy. We're hatching something that has never been done in the universe at the goodwill of the divine mother and father. And Venus and Mars, the masculine and feminine, hold the earth. They feed the earth our equanimity, our humility, our strength, our potential. So this season now, from April to October, is about healing our relationships with the male and the female. Some women, although I was abused by my dad, my anger ended up to be deep-seated towards my mom. Because you have a child mind and you don't see things in reality, right? And so the little girl in me was so angry. My perception was that she let it happen to me, right? My brother has the same thing with my mom because his father passed away, and the little boy in him always blamed my mother. Our earth mom is, being a mom is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing, and a dad, because the physical mom and dad, they literally take on the karma of all your past lives. Like my mom and dad, are my mom and dad to create a similar karma and pain that I have already had. So not because I'm being punished, not because you're being punished, but because love knows you can win. Love knows that you want another shot at it. And not only are you going to understand it, you're going to heal from it, and you're going to free your mom and dad, and you're going to free your DNA and your lineage, and you're going to free yourself. So we will be, all of us, the collective, will be working with relationships for the next 6 months, with relationships. Everybody has a different, you can feel where is the most chaos and pain going on. Sometimes it is with the lover, sometimes it is with your children, sometimes it is in your business, but it is relationship. It is the one-on-ones where you're making yourself nuts and likely hurting others because of it. That's going to be purified now and worked on. And you've already been working on it. There's no surprises with this eclipse. Nobody is like, oh, I didn't see that coming. It's like, no, yeah, you did. And the good news is that's because you've been at it probably since 2012, and for sure since the last major eclipse across America, the Leo Aquarius axis that happened in 2017. Yeah, so there's just so much love and opportunity here. So I hope that you join me Wednesday. So on Wednesday, one Wednesday a month, it's not a regular Kundalini class. It is what we call the Tower of Light. And we are going to be working with relationship leadership. Relationship leadership. Becoming the king and queens of love. That being in relationship with you is a blessing. That's what we want to be. That having a friendship with Marcia, being my lover, being my daughter or son is a blessing. So we got to do some healing. We got to forgive ourselves. We got to open more and trust this amazing miracle energy that will be working with us for 6 months through the Adi Shakti, the Divine Mother. Ask her for help. Ask her for help. You know, if you think about the great avatars, these men that like totally changed the world, it's their relationship, y'all, to the Divine Ma that made them great. You know, when Christ was in India, it was when he goes up that mountain in the Himalayas to the Shiva, that, you know, his yoga was getting him ready to sit before Kali, because Kali's going to tear him up and spit him out in the best way to prepare him to be who he is. Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda means the swan. He was and the swan is about, the ugly duckling. Swans are not too attractive. And they become these gorgeous, royal beings. They look like kings and queens swans, right? He was the swan of Divine Ma. And, part of his story was he lost his mother, and he knew he was going to. He's got quite a story. When he was a boy. And so his knowing to be on the lap of Divine Mother was like his whole life. And so when he came to America, not speaking the language, not having hardly any money, you read his reading, and it's like he would just beg Divine Mother all the time, help me, Ma, help me, Ma, help me, Ma. And she relentlessly gave to this boy because he loved her so much, and he asked her for so much. And what did she do? She built these amazing temples in America for this man that wasn't even from our country. He was just given the temples in Encinitas and in Hollywood and across the Americas. So that is why you ask Divine Mother for help. If you have an illness, ask her. If you have one of the things that we are plagued with is negative thoughts, right? Keep interrupting the thought with asking Adi Shakti to shine her light on you and bring the Shekinah, the goddess energy of the goddess fire into your mind to help redirect the way you think. Anyway, I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you come Wednesday. For members, it is free. Also, yoga class pass. Guests that don't come to the center, it's on our events, and they can just buy a ticket. But everybody else, it's probably a part of what you already have. Anyway, I love you. I'll see you Wednesday at 6:30 for the Tower of Light and the amplification of leadership, or of relationship leadership. That's what the code is going to be. What was I going to say? Oh, and at 6 o'clock, of course, we'll do the grace meditation. Satnam.